Jason Clark never planned to buy anything big that day. He only visited the interstellar salvage auction because he had free time and nothing better to do. He liked looking at old machines, broken drones, and strange alien parts that no one knew how to use anymore. For him, it was a way to relax. The auction hall was a bright metal dome filled with chatter, blinking lights, and worn-out chairs. People from different worlds stood around, each hoping to find something valuable. Jason had no money to waste, so he kept his hands in his pockets and only watched. As the auction continued, many items were sold at high prices. Jason shook his head each time he heard the numbers. He knew he could never afford the things people were fighting over. But he stayed because he enjoyed the atmosphere. It felt like a small adventure even though he was not actually doing anything. Near the end of the event, the auctioneer announced something unusual. It was a large item, something kept under a heavy energy shield, glowing faintly from the center of the room. The auctioneer explained that it was an abandoned galactic cruiser recovered from deep space. No one knew who had owned it, and no one could fully access its systems. It was too advanced, too strange, and too damaged for most buyers to trust. Many people stepped back when they heard the words classified history. Some worlds refused to allow ships with unclear backgrounds to enter their space. Others feared that the previous owners might return. So when the bidding began, the room grew quiet. The auctioneer tried to hype the crowd, but no one wanted to take the risk. Jason stood in the back, watching the glowing shape. He felt a strange pull toward it. He told himself it was only curiosity, nothing more. But still, he could not look away. He wondered who had built such a ship, what it had seen, and why it had been left floating alone in space. "Any starting bid?" the auctioneer called out loudly. No one answered. The room felt heavy. Even the usual loud alien traders were silent. Jason raised his hand without thinking. He only meant to scratch his head. But the auctioneer saw him instantly. "We have a bid." Jason's heart almost stopped. He froze in place, shocked by his own accidental motion. He tried to lower his hand casually, hoping the auctioneer would pick someone else. But no one else raised a hand, not even as a joke. The room remained silent. "Going once," the auctioneer said. Jason looked around. A few people stared at him with pity, as if he had just made the worst decision of his life. A tall alien with silver eyes murmured something to its friend. The friend shook its head in a way that looked like a warning. "Going twice," the auctioneer continued. Jason felt sweat on his neck. He hoped anyone would outbid him. He could not afford a cruiser, not even a broken one. He knew that even the docking fees alone could ruin him. "Sold," the auctioneer finally declared. A cheer went up, not of excitement but of relief. Relief that someone else had taken the risk. Jason stood still, stunned, unable to believe what had just happened. The glowing shield around the cruiser faded slightly as if acknowledging a new owner. An official walked toward him with a storage chip. She looked serious, almost uncomfortable. She handed the chip to Jason and spoke in a low voice. "You have signed yourself to a heavy responsibility," she said. "This ship is complicated. We do not know its full history. Some files are locked. Some parts are restricted by unknown technology. You should be prepared for unexpected trouble." Jason tried to laugh, but it came out weak. "It was a mistake," he said. "I didn't actually mean to bid." "The system recorded the bid with your ID," she said. "There is nothing we can do now. The ship is yours. Please collect it at Dock 6 in orbit." She walked away quickly, leaving Jason holding the chip. The reality slowly settled on him like a heavy blanket. He now owned a galactic cruiser that no one else wanted. He left the hall in a daze, trying to understand how his simple day had turned into something unbelievable. Outside the dome, the sky glowed with the light of distant stars. Ships flew overhead, leaving bright trails as they entered hyperspace. Jason looked down at the storage chip again. There was no going back now. He had no choice but to see the ship for himself. Maybe it was falling apart. Maybe it was worthless. Maybe it would cause more trouble than he could imagine. But a small part of him felt a spark of excitement. A cruiser was a cruiser, after all. And deep inside, he wondered if fate had played some strange trick on him. He took a deep breath, stepped onto a transport platform, and prepared to head to the orbital docks. Whatever waited for him there, he knew his life had just changed forever. Jason Clarke arrived at the orbital docks with a nervous feeling in his stomach. He had barely slept after the strange auction. The thought of owning a galactic cruiser still felt unreal to him. When he stepped off the transport platform, he found himself surrounded by a huge network of metal walkways, glowing signs, and workers moving large crates. Ships of all sizes floated quietly in their docking rings. He checked the storage chip again to make sure he was going to the right place. It directed him to Dock 6, a more isolated part of the station. The path felt longer than it should have been because every step reminded him of the strange responsibility he now carried. After a few minutes of walking, he reached a wide doorway marked with a simple glowing number. 6. The door slid open, and Jason stepped inside. The dock was quiet, almost too quiet. Only a few lights were on, and the shadows felt thick around the corners. He stopped walking when he saw the cruiser. Even in its dormant state, the ship was enormous. The dark hull looked smooth and almost alive, with strange silver lines running across it. Jason had seen pictures of alien ships before, but this one was different. Felt old, powerful, and mysterious. He stepped closer, unsure if he should touch it. He reached out slowly, but before his hand made contact, a voice spoke behind him. "Are you the new owner?" Jason jumped and turned around quickly. A woman stood near the entrance. She wore a simple engineer's suit, with tools hanging from her belt and a small scanner in her hand. She looked young, focused, and a little curious. Her name tag read Mia Rogers. Yes," Jason said awkwardly. "I guess I am." Mia walked toward him with a calm expression. "I was told to guide you and inspect the ship before you activate anything. They said you might need help." "I definitely do," Jason replied. "I don't know anything about this kind of ship. I didn't even mean to buy it." Mia gave a small smile. "I heard about that. The whole station is talking about it. You must have quite a story already." Jason sighed. "I wish it was a good story. Mostly it's just me making a mistake." "Well," Mia said, turning her scanner on. "Mistake or not, the cruiser is yours now, and it's not like anything we have seen before. I scanned it earlier, but the readings were strange. Most systems are locked, and I couldn't identify the material of the hull. It's like the ship refuses to tell us what it is made of." Jason looked back at the cruiser. "It feels alive." "That's what worries me," Mia replied softly. She walked around the ship while scanning different parts. The scanner beeped and flashed different colors, none of which made much sense. Jason followed her quietly, unsure of what to say. "There's a hatch here," Mia said after a moment. She pointed to a circular outline in the hull. "We should try opening it. Maybe the ship will recognize you as the owner. Sometimes advanced tech reacts that way." Jason nodded, though he felt a tight knot in his stomach. He touched the hull gently. It was cool and smooth, but as his hand rested on it, the silver lines pulsed faintly. Mia stepped back. "Something's happening." The circular hatch slowly shifted, opening with a soft, deep hum. A dim light appeared inside. Jason and Mia exchanged a glance. "After you," Mia said. Jason took a deep breath and climbed inside. The interior was dark at first, but as he moved forward, lights began to turn on automatically. The walls looked organic yet metallic, like flowing metal shaped into smooth forms. Mia followed him, her eyes wide. "This is incredible. It doesn't look like any known design. Whatever species built this must be far beyond current human technology." "Then why was it abandoned?" Jason asked. "That's the part that scares me," Mia answered. They reached what seemed to be the control room. It was a large space with an elevated platform and a curved interface that looked like a mix of crystal and metal. Jason felt drawn to it. "Maybe you should try touching the panel," Mia suggested, though her voice held some uncertainty. Jason slowly placed his hand on the curved surface. The ship reacted instantly. The entire room lit up in a soft blue color. Small lights floated in the air like tiny stars. A low vibration ran through the floor. The screens around them flashed symbols that rearranged themselves until they formed simple readable text. Then a calm voice echoed through the room. Identity confirmed. Captain recognized. Initializing systems. Jason froze. Captain? Me? Mia's eyes widened. I don't think the ship is joking. It really sees you as the owner. More lights came online, and soft humming sounds filled the ship as if it was waking up from a long sleep. Why does it recognize me? Jason asked, confused. There must be something in the records, Mia said. Maybe the auction system connected your ID to something the ship understands. Maybe it recognizes humans in general. We need to be careful. Before Jason could respond, the ship spoke again. Warning. External scan detected. Possible hostile interest. Jason and Mia looked at each other in shock. What does that mean? Jason asked. Mia swallowed hard. It means someone out there knows the ship is waking up. And they might be coming. Jason Clark stood still, trying to understand the ship's warning. The soft blue lights continued to glow around him, and the low hum of the cruiser felt almost like breathing. Mia Rogers moved closer to one of the floating screens, scanning the changing symbols. The ship is detecting something outside, she said quietly. But I don't know what it is yet. Jason rubbed his forehead. I didn't even want a ship, and now someone is already watching us. Mia gave a short, tense laugh. Welcome to space life. Nothing stays simple. The ship's voice spoke again, slow and calm. Core Intelligence Unit initializing. Please remain still. Floating lights gathered at the center of the room, forming a glowing sphere. The sphere slowly shifted, expanding into a faint figure made of light. The shape looked human, but without clear details. Jason stepped back. What is that? Maybe the AI, Mia said. I've seen Ship Ace before, but nothing like this. The glowing figure stabilized and turned toward Jason. His voice was clear and steady. Greetings, Captain. I am Arin, Central Intelligence of this vessel. Jason blinked. Captain? Again? Why does everything here keep calling me that? Arin tilted its head lightly, as if thinking. Ownership records confirm your identity as primary user. Access level, full. Mia frowned. Is it possible that the auction system connected him to some old registry? Arin responded before Jason could speak. The registry predates current human systems. The verification comes from internal data. Jason stared at the figure. You're saying the ship already had me on record before I even came here? Correct. Mia took a step forward. How is that possible? Jason was not even born when this ship was found. Arin's glowing form flickered. Data is incomplete. Long-term memory sectors are damaged or sealed. Attempting full analysis could cause system instability. Jason sighed. Great. So I own a ship that somehow knows me, but also doesn't know why. Before Mia could respond, one of the screens flashed red. Arin turned toward it. External scan source confirmed. Unidentified vessel tracking this cruiser. Distance decreasing. Mia's voice tightened. Someone must have detected the activation signal. Advanced ships leave unique energy traces. Jason stepped closer to Arin. Who's tracking us? Are they dangerous? Arin's lights dimmed slightly. High probability. The cruiser has a contested history. Multiple factions may attempt to claim or destroy it. Jason swallowed hard. Destroy? Why? This vessel belonged to a civilization that many consider extinct, Arin said. Its technology is highly restricted. Ownership by a modern human may be seen as a threat. Mia took a slow breath. Okay, that makes sense. If someone thinks this ship is a weapon or secret tech, they won't want it waking up. Arin continued. I can prepare defensive actions or initiate silent mode. However, silent mode may no longer be effective now that activation has been detected. Jason looked around the glowing control room. He felt lost, unprepared, and overwhelmed. Only yesterday he was just a normal man with normal problems. Now he was standing inside an ancient ship with an AI calling him captain. "Arin," he said, forcing himself to stay calm. "We need more information. What exactly are you? Who built you?" Arin's light flickered again. This vessel was constructed by a human precursor society. Historical name unknown. Records indicate they expanded far beyond current human space. Mia's eyes widened. A precursor society? Humans had one of those? Where did they go? Arin paused before answering. Data corruption prevents full explanation, but the creators vanished abruptly. Remaining technology was scattered across the galaxy. Many species believed it lost forever. Jason stared at the floor. "And somehow I'm linked to it." "Yes," Arin said simply. Jason took a deep breath. "Okay, we can figure out the history later. What about the ship following us? Can we see it?" Arin raised a glowing hand, and a small projection appeared in the air. It showed a dark, sharp-shaped vessel moving quickly toward the dock. "That doesn't look friendly," Mia muttered. "It is not," Arin confirmed. "Their weapons are charged. They anticipate that the cruiser will attempt escape." Jason felt panic rising. "We can't fight. I don't even know how to fly this thing." Arin responded calmly. "I can operate all systems for now, but you must give direct authorization." Mia placed a hand on Jason's arm. "You need to decide. Now." Jason closed his eyes for a moment. He didn't feel brave. He didn't feel ready. But if they stayed here, they would be trapped. "Arin," he said slowly, "prepare the ship for launch. Get us out of here." Arin bowed its glowing head. Authorization accepted. Initiating departure. The floor vibrated stronger. Lights brightened. The air felt charged with energy. Mia grabbed a nearby support rail. "This is happening fast." The ship spoke again. "Hostile vessel closing in. Evasive maneuvers required." Jason stared at the projection. The enemy ship was almost at the dock. He whispered, "What have I gotten myself into?" The cruiser rumbled as its systems awakened fully, and Jason Clark felt the floor shift beneath his feet. He grabbed the nearest rail as the entire ship seemed to come alive with energy. Soft lights spread across the walls, and a steady hum filled the air. Mia Rogers stood beside him, holding onto the control platform, her eyes fixed on the glowing figure of Arin. "All systems online," Arin announced. "External docking clamps releasing." A loud metallic click echoed through the ship as it detached from the orbital dock. Jason felt a cold wave of fear. This was the point where things would either go very well or very badly. "Arin," Jason said, "how close is the hostile ship now?" Arin raised a hand, and a projection formed in the air. The enemy vessel was approaching fast. "They are less than 10 seconds away from firing range," Arin replied calmly. "Preparing evasive maneuvers." Mia looked at Jason. "You did the right thing. We couldn't stay there." Jason nodded weakly, though he wasn't sure he believed it. A sudden jolt shook the cruiser. Bright red lights flashed along the walls. "Incoming fire detected," Arin said. Jason's heart raced. "Did they hit us?" "No," Arin replied. "Shields absorbed the blast, but we must move immediately." Engaging propulsion. There was a deep, rising sound as the cruiser powered up its engines. Jason felt himself pushed back slightly as the ship shot forward, leaving the dock behind. Through a small transparent panel, he could see stars stretching into long lines as they accelerated. Mia gripped the rail tightly. "This ship is fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen." Arin stepped forward, its glowing form steady. This vessel was built for rapid travel. Even damaged, it remains superior to most modern ships. Jason looked at the projection again. The enemy vessel was still following them. "They're not giving up," Jason said. "They will not," Arin replied. "The cruiser's existence threatens their interests." "What interests?" Jason asked. Arin paused for a moment. This ship once belonged to a human precursor civilization. Many alien factions believe that any remaining technology from that era must be controlled or destroyed. It contains knowledge and power that could change the balance of the galaxy. Mia frowned. So they think Jason having this ship is dangerous? Arin nodded. Yes. To them, a modern human owning this vessel is unacceptable. Jason let out a breath. Great. So I accidentally bought the most dangerous thing in the galaxy. Not the most dangerous, Arin corrected, but one of the most important. Before Jason could respond, the projection flashed as the enemy ship began to close the distance. They are preparing a second attack, Arin said. Can we outrun them? Jason asked. Not for long, Arin replied. Their ship is built for pursuit. If we continue in a straight path, they will eventually catch us. Mia looked at Arin. So what do we do? Arin's glowing form shifted. We must enter a debris field nearby. It is dangerous, but it may slow them down more than it slows us. Jason stared at the projection of the debris field. It was a chaotic stretch of broken asteroids, old ship parts, and floating wreckage. That looks like a bad idea, Jason said. Mia shrugged. Staying here is also a bad idea. Jason sighed. Okay, Arin, take us in. Confirmed, Arin said. The cruiser turned sharply, entering the debris field. Jason felt the ship shudder as they passed between huge pieces of rock and metal. Glowing fragments drifted by, some close enough to touch. Hold on, Mia said. Another blast from the enemy ship hit the cruiser's shields. The lights flickered but stabilized. Shields at 87%, Arin reported. They're still following us, Jason said, panic in his voice. They will follow as long as they can track our energy trail, Arin explained. But the debris field interferes with their sensors. If we move deeper, we may lose them. The ship made another sharp turn, weaving through floating wrecks. Jason felt every twist and jolt. Finally, the projection shifted. The enemy vessel's image flickered, then vanished. Contact lost, Arin said. We are no longer being tracked. Jason exhaled in relief. Thank you. I can't believe we escaped. Mia leaned against the rail. That was too close. But we made it. Arin turned toward them. We are safe for now, but danger remains. Other factions may also be searching for this ship. And many more will come once they learn it has awakened. Jason looked at the glowing AI. Why is this ship so important? What's inside it? Arin's lights dimmed slightly. This cruiser holds records and technology from the lost human expansion era. Knowledge that was never meant to disappear. Mia stared at Arin. Human expansion era? What do you mean? Arin paused. I will show you. But first, we must reach a safe location. We cannot reveal our position. Too many eyes are watching. Jason nodded slowly, feeling both fear and curiosity growing inside him. Whatever this ship's history was, it was far bigger than he imagined. And now he was stuck in the middle of all of it. The cruiser drifted silently through a hidden region of space, far from common travel routes. Jason Clarke stood at the center of the control room, staring at the shifting blue lights around him. The tension from the chase had not fully faded. He could still feel the fear in his chest, but now it mixed with something new, curiosity. Mia Rogers walked around the room, checking the panels and reading the symbols that Arin had translated into simple text. Her face showed a mix of confusion and excitement. Arin said it wants to show us something, Mia said. Whatever it is, it must be important. Arin's glowing form appeared near them, standing calmly. The ship contains ancient records created by my former crew. They are fragments of knowledge about early human history, history that is not known to modern humans. Jason crossed his arms. You mean history that everyone forgot? How is that possible? Arin's lights flickered softly. Time has erased much. Wars, collapses, and the loss of interstellar travel led to forgotten centuries. My creators lived during a time when humans expanded across the galaxy. But something happened and they vanished. Only pieces of their story remain. Mia stepped closer. You said you could show us. How? Arin lifted a hand toward the center of the room. By activating the memory archive. The lights dimmed, and the floor beneath them glowed with a soft white circle. Jason felt a gentle vibration under his feet. "Please stand within the projection area," Arin said. Jason and Mia stepped into the glowing circle. At first nothing happened, but then the air shimmered. Shapes formed, blurry at first, then slowly becoming clearer. A giant holographic scene expanded around them. Jason gasped. He was standing inside a vast city. Floating towers made of silver and blue glass rose around him. Ships flew between the structures, some large and glowing, others small and fast. People moved through the air using small personal flight devices. Everything looked advanced yet peaceful. "Is this Earth?" Jason asked. "No," Arin replied. "This was a human city on another world. One of many during the expansion era." Mia spoke in awe. "Humans built this. Humans lived like this." Arin nodded. "My creators explored and settled hundreds of worlds. They formed alliances, built fleets, and developed technologies that modern humans cannot yet recreate." Jason tried to take in the scale of the scene. "So we had all of this, and then lost it?" "Yes," Arin said. "A great collapse occurred. Not all details remain, but records show a powerful event that disrupted all human colonies. Communication broke, systems failed, and knowledge was lost. Only isolated pockets of humans survived. Over time, they forgot their past." Mia shook her head slowly. "That's unbelievable, but it explains so much. Why some ruins don't match known civilizations. Why ancient artifacts appear on distant planets." Arin continued. "My creators attempted to preserve their knowledge. They built ships like this one to protect their legacy. But most were destroyed or hidden." The hologram shifted. Now they saw a fleet of sleek ships flying across a star-filled sky. Large vessels with glowing shields moved in perfect formation. Jason pointed. "Is that your fleet?" "Yes," Arin said. "The ancient human defense fleet. Powerful and feared. But after the collapse, they disappeared." The projection changed again. This time, a massive explosion filled the sky as a planet cracked apart. The shockwave rippled through space. Jason stepped back instinctively. "What happened?" Arin's voice grew softer. "A final conflict. Details are missing. But this event marked the near end of my creator's era. The ship you now command was one of the last vessels to escape the destruction." Mia stared at the broken planet. "So this cruiser is a survivor of a lost age?" Arin nodded. "Correct. And the knowledge stored inside it could change the future of humanity." Jason looked at the floating wreckage in the projection, then at Arin. "That explains why those aliens were chasing us. They think this ship is dangerous. They fear the return of the humans who created it," Arin said. "They fear the power that once ruled the galaxy." Mia stepped closer to Jason. "But we're not those humans. We're just normal people." Arin replied. "Sometimes normal people must carry the weight of history. The galaxy will react to this ship. Some will seek alliance. Others will seek war." Jason felt the weight of Arin's words settle on his shoulders. "So what do we do now?" Arin turned toward him. "You must decide how this knowledge will be used. This ship recognizes you as its captain. Therefore, you are now responsible for its legacy." Jason let out a slow breath. He stared at the last image in the hologram, an ancient human fleet disappearing into darkness. "I never asked for this," he said quietly. "Few captains do," Arin replied. Mia placed a hand on his arm. "We'll handle it together. We're already in this. We might as well see it through." The hologram slowly faded, leaving only the soft blue lights of the control room. Arin spoke one last time. "The galaxy believes ancient humans vanished forever. They will soon learn the truth." Jason stood in silence, feeling the weight of forgotten history pressing around him, and he knew that nothing would ever be the same again. Jason felt a tight knot in his stomach as the cruiser dropped out of faster-than-light travel near a lonely moon covered in deep shadows. The stars around them were quiet and still, but Arin had already warned that the enemy fleet was close. Jason stood on the command deck, trying to steady his breathing. He was only a normal human a few weeks ago. Now he was standing inside an ancient ship built by a forgotten age of his own people, and alien hunters were closing in. Mia Rogers checked a control panel beside him, her hands shaking a little. She was trying to look calm, but Jason knew her well enough to see the strain in her face. She spoke in a low voice. "The ship's systems are already warming up. It feels like the cruiser knows what's coming." "Arin," Jason said. "How long before they reach us?" Arin's calm voice filled the deck. "Less than 4 minutes. There are 7 ships. All of them belong to the same faction. They have orders to seize the cruiser and eliminate witnesses." Mia swallowed hard. "That means us." Jason nodded. "Yeah." He moved to the front window, where the moon's surface glowed in pale silver. He could see the long scars carved into it, as if the place had seen battles before. Jason wondered how many ships had fallen here and how many captains had made impossible choices in this empty space. Now it was his turn. "Arin, can we escape?" he asked. "No," Arin replied. "Their ships are arranged to cut off all exit paths. Attempting to flee will only place us in a more vulnerable position." "So we fight," Jason said quietly. Mia looked at him. "Are you sure? They outnumber us. And we still don't understand half of this ship." "We don't have a choice," Jason said. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. There was a strange, steady confidence building inside him. Perhaps the cruiser was influencing him. Perhaps he was finally accepting what he had stepped into. Arin continued, "The cruiser is designed for battles of this scale. I can activate more systems, but I will require your command authorization." Jason took a deep breath. "You have it. Activate everything we can safely control. Nothing that risks the ship destroying itself." "Understood," Arin said. The lights across the command deck dimmed for a moment, then brightened again as power flowed through the ancient systems. Jason could feel the floor hum under his boots. It was as if the cruiser had been asleep for centuries and was only now waking up fully. A series of soft alarms blinked on the display screens. "They've arrived," Mia whispered. The enemy fleet appeared in the distance, dark shapes against the stars, moving with cold precision. Their ships were shaped like sharp knives, built for speed and piercing strikes. One of them sent a broadcast signal. "Unknown human ship," a harsh voice growled. "You are in possession of restricted technology. Power down immediately and prepare to be boarded. Resistance will result in termination." Jason stared at the screen for a long moment. Then he said, "No response." Mia blinked. "No response." "They know who we are," Jason said. "They're not offering a choice. They're giving an excuse. We don't need to talk." Arin added, "The enemy ships are preparing weapons." "All right," Jason said softly. "Then we stand our ground." The first wave of enemy fire streaked across the void. Bright lines of energy raced toward the cruiser, lighting up the darkness. Jason braced himself, expecting the ship to shake, but instead a shimmering field rose from the cruiser's hull. The blasts hit the field and bent around it, dissolving into harmless light. Mia gasped. "What kind of shield is that?" "An adaptive barrier," Arin answered. "It reshapes itself based on incoming threats." "Can we fire back?" Jason asked. "Yes, awaiting your command." Jason hesitated only a moment. Then, "Do it, but aim to disable them. We're not here to start a war." "Firing." Arin's voice held no emotion. Beams of pale blue light shot from the cruiser. They were quiet, almost gentle in appearance, but when they touched the enemy ships, sparks exploded and engines shut down instantly. One ship spun out of control before stabilizing. Another fell into the moon's shadow, powerless. 2 ships disabled, Arin reported. The remaining 5 enemy ships regrouped and tried to circle behind the cruiser. Jason felt sweat forming on his forehead. "Arin, rotate the ship and keep them in front of us." "Done." The cruiser moved smoothly, turning in a slow arc that made the surrounding stars shift position. More enemy blasts hit the shields, but the barrier changed color as it adapted, blocking everything. "They're getting desperate," Mia said. That makes them dangerous, Jason replied. He looked at the display. The last 3 ships were lining up for a combined strike. Arin, Jason said quietly. Prepare the defensive burst. Mia turned sharply. What's that? A controlled shockwave, Arin explained. It disables nearby ships without causing lethal damage. But it requires captain approval. Jason closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them. Approved. Activating. For a brief moment, the cruiser grew silent. Then a ring of soft white light expanded outward from the hull. It moved gently, like a calm ripple on water. When it reached the enemy ships, their lights flickered and died. Engines powered down. Weapons froze. All 5 ships went still. Mia let out a long breath. We did it. Jason stared at the quiet battlefield. No, we survived. That's all. Arin spoke again. Captain, we are receiving a new signal. It is not hostile. Jason straightened. From who? An alliance ship. They have been watching the battle. Arin paused. They wish to speak with you. Jason exchanged a glance with Mia. The fight was over, but something even larger was coming. The cruiser had stood its ground, and now the galaxy had noticed. The battlefield was silent. The disabled enemy ships drifted slowly, their lights dark and engines frozen. Jason stood on the command deck, trying to understand the weight of what had just happened. He had survived a battle against a force that had been hunting him since the day he activated the cruiser. But now something else was happening. Arin spoke calmly. Captain, the incoming ship is approaching. Its weapons are not active. It is broadcasting a request for peaceful contact. Mia stepped closer to Jason. An alliance ship? What does that even mean? Are they friendly? We're about to find out, Jason said. A faint shimmer appeared outside the cruiser's window. Then a large vessel emerged from behind a distant asteroid. It was unlike the enemy ships. Instead of sharp angles and dark metal, this one had smooth curves and gentle lights. Its hull glowed with soft blue patterns, making it look calm and almost welcoming. Arin, Jason said. Open a channel. Channel open, the AI replied. A holographic image flickered to life in front of Jason. It showed a tall alien with pale skin that shimmered like glass. The creature had calm eyes and a soft, steady voice. Human Captain, we greet you. We are members of the Arin Alliance. We observed the battle but did not interfere. We wished to see your intentions first. Jason nodded slowly. You saw we defended ourselves. We didn't try to destroy them. Yes, the Arin said. That is why we are speaking with you now. Many in the galaxy assumed a human with an ancient cruiser would be reckless or violent. You have shown restraint. This changes things. Mia whispered to Jason. Did they expect us to blow everything up? Jason kept his voice steady. What do you want from us? The Arin tilted its head slightly. We want to understand your species. Humans are surprising. You rise quickly. You adapt quickly. Now you fly a ship built by the first humans who traveled these stars. You must know this changes the balance of power. Jason felt a chill. I didn't ask for any of this. I won this cruiser at an auction. I didn't even know what it was. And yet here you are, the Arin replied. History has strange ways of choosing its moments. Arin added quietly, Captain, they are not hostile, but they are cautious. Respond carefully. Jason stepped forward. If you want peace, we want the same. We're not here to claim anything. We're just trying to stay alive. We believe you, the Arin said. That is why we offer a proposal. The Arin Alliance will recognize your right to command the cruiser. In exchange, we ask for cooperation. We believe the galaxy is entering a dangerous time. Older factions seek to control what they do not understand. Your ship is one of those things. Mia frowned. They want an alliance? With us? Jason thought for a long moment. If we say yes, what happens next? We share information, the Arin explained. We help protect your world from those who would seize your ship. And you help keep the peace using the cruiser responsibly. Your actions today suggest you are capable. Arin spoke again. Captain, Forming an alliance may protect Earth. It may also increase our responsibilities. The choice is significant. Jason looked at Mia. She gave him a nervous smile. Your call. You're the captain. Jason turned back to the hologram. His voice was steady and clear. We accept your offer. We want peace. We want understanding. And we want a future where humans can stand in the galaxy without fear. The Arin bowed its head. Then this is the turning point. Today a new path begins for your people and for ours. We will send coordinates for a safe meeting place. There is much to discuss. The hologram faded. The Alliance ship turned slowly and began to move away. Mia exhaled deeply. I can't believe this is happening. We're negotiating with actual galactic leaders. Yeah, Jason said softly. And they weren't trying to kill us. That's already a good start. Arin added, Captain, your decision will shape human relations with the galaxy. The Alliance will expect honesty, responsibility, and strength. Jason watched the stars shift as the cruiser adjusted its position. I know, but it feels like the right thing to do. And maybe humanity needs this. Maybe we're not meant to stay quiet and small forever. Mia smiled slightly. You really think humans have a place out here? Yeah, Jason said. And after everything we've seen, I think the galaxy knows it too. Arin spoke one last time as the cruiser set course for the Alliance meeting point. Captain, this is only the beginning. The galaxy has taken notice of you, of humans. What happens next will depend on the choices you make. Jason placed a hand on the command rail and stared into the endless stars. Then let's make the right ones. The cruiser glided through the quiet of space, leaving behind the site of the battle and the meeting with the Arin Alliance. Jason stood on the command deck, watching the stars stretch across the windows like endless silver lines. For the first time in days, he felt a sense of calm. Mia stood beside him, her arms crossed loosely, as if she was finally allowing herself to relax. We're heading back to Earth, Mia said softly. I never thought we'd see home again. Yeah, Jason replied. But when we get back, everything will be different. Arin's voice echoed gently around them. The Arin Alliance has already sent a message to Earth's leaders. They know about the cruiser now. They know you are returning. Jason let out a slow breath. That's going to be fun to explain. Mia smiled. You think they'll believe any of this? They won't have a choice once they see the ship, Jason said. As the cruiser approached the solar system, Jason felt his heartbeat quicken. Earth appeared ahead, a blue sphere floating in the darkness. It looked small from this distance, fragile, innocent. Jason wondered how long humanity had been living without knowing its own past. Arin, send a peaceful approach signal, Jason said. Already done, Captain, the AI replied. The response from Earth was filled with confusion and alarm. Questions poured in, but Arin filtered them calmly. Earth defense requires visual confirmation. They are preparing escort ships. Escort ships? Mia asked. They're probably terrified. Let's give them a reason not to be, Jason said. The cruiser slowed as it neared Earth's orbit. Small human-built ships surrounded them, tiny compared to the ancient vessel. Jason felt a strange mix of pride and sadness at the sight. Humanity had come far, but it had also forgotten so much. A secure communication channel opened. A human commander appeared on the screen, looking tense but composed. Identify yourself. How did you come into possession of that ship? Jason stood tall. My name is Jason Clark. I bought this ship at an interstellar salvage auction. I had no idea what it really was, but I think it belongs to all of us now. The commander stared, speechless. Then the world changed. News spread across Earth within hours. People everywhere reacted with shock, excitement, fear, disbelief. An ancient human ship, older than any known technology, had returned home. Jason and Mia were brought to a World Council meeting where leaders from every major nation gathered. Jason explained everything: how he found the cruiser, how the AI Arin awakened, how alien factions had hunted them, and how the Arin Alliance had recognized humanity as a rising power. Many leaders sat in stunned silence. Others argued, Some were afraid. But slowly, as Arin spoke and shared historical data, the truth became clear. Humanity had a forgotten past. And now it had a future. In the days that followed, Jason returned to the cruiser again and again. The ship felt like home to him now. Mia joined him, helping Earth scientists study the vessel. Alliances began forming. Alien diplomats visited Earth for the first time in centuries. Humanity was no longer just a small world on the edge of the galaxy. One evening, Jason stood alone on the command deck. The stars were bright and steady. Arin spoke gently. "You have changed the course of your people. The galaxy now watches humanity. Some with hope, others with caution." Jason nodded. "I didn't plan any of this. I'm just trying to do what feels right." "That is why you succeeded," Arin replied. Footsteps echoed, and Mia joined him. "Earth's council reached a decision," she said. "They want you to stay captain of the cruiser. They think you're the best person to represent us." Jason blinked. "Me? I'm just a guy who bought the wrong ship." Mia smiled. "Maybe you were meant to buy it. Maybe the ship chose you." Arin added, "The cruiser's systems accepted you immediately. That is rare. Perhaps your ancient ancestors designed it that way." Jason took a deep breath. "So what happens now?" "Now," Mia said, "we prepare. The Alliance wants to meet again. They want humans to take a place among them. Not as followers, as partners." Arin spoke evenly. "This is the dawn of a new era. Humans will rise again among the stars." Jason looked out at the galaxy, feeling the weight of everything he had learned, everything he had survived. But he also felt something else, hope. "Then let's lead the way," he said. The cruiser's lights brightened softly, as if responding to his words. Engines warmed. The ancient ship, once forgotten, once lost, was ready for its new purpose. And as the galactic cruiser drifted away from Earth, humanity stepped into a future it had long forgotten but was finally ready to claim.